I've spent the last 20 years preparing for a possible breakdown in civilization. For the first time, I now believe that there is a 30% chance that we will get that breakdown within the next 12 months. The reason I believe this is the impact of the US-Iran war, and that the Strait of Hormuz has effectively been closed down, which means 20% of the oil and gas of the world is stuck in the Gulf. If this war and the Strait of Hormuz is compromised for just a few more days, we will have a really bad time over the next 6 to 12 months, but it won't be civilization challenging. If, on the other hand, the strait is closed indefinitely, more than 12 months, the impact on the world is such that the reverberations will affect almost every country quite catastrophically. So what's the situation today on the 16th of March 2026? The Strait of Hormuz is effectively closed. 3 ships have gone through in the last few days, but these were almost certainly carrying Iranian oil, and they went to India. This is just a splash. More worrying is Iranian action has taken out the port facilities and gas facilities of a number of locations across the Gulf. In addition, America has removed all of the defences on Kharg Island, which is the key exporting terminal for Iranian gas and oil, mainly oil. And the expectation is that they will invade that with troops on the ground to protect it from sabotage, but also to deprive Iran of any oil revenues. So even the Iranian ships that are going through the Gulf of Hormuz will stop because they can't be loaded. Taking 20% of the oil of the world out is a major problem. Oil typically is stored in most countries, and most countries have days, if not weeks, of storage on hand. Indeed, one of the key policies of the Chinese government over the last 2 years has been to massively increase the amount of bunkered oil they have in China to protect themselves from an event like this. The more worrying aspect is liquid natural gas. Virtually all of that is produced by Qatar, and that is used across Southern Asia for a number of critical applications. There's only one source. That source is not exporting. It's not Iranian, so those ships are not going to be let through. So let's look at where the liquid natural gas goes. The country that is by far most affected is India. Liquid natural gas is used extensively for domestic use, cooking, and also for a lot of their industry, where it's a clean heat for ceramics, for smelting, all these sort of things. The problem with liquid natural gas is most countries have a few days of storage, not the weeks and months that there are for oil. As a result, shortages happen immediately. In India at the moment, virtually all the restaurants have shut down because they can't get gas. Even people cooking at home are finding it difficult to source gas, and when they do get some, it is rationed to half a bottle at a time, 10 kilograms rather than 15, 20 kilograms. A lot of India's transport is also powered by LPG, LNG. In particular, the urban buses and the tuk-tuks and some heavy trucks. And these are being compromised as well. The Indian government has already instituted strict rationing of liquid natural gas across the economy, critically to protect the individuals. The second place of note is China. While liquid natural gas isn't as critical to them, over the last few years, they have converted or bought many of their heavy-duty trucks to use LPG. Approximately 20% of the trucks in China use liquid petroleum gas. This will be a major problem for the Chinese government as the short stocks that they have of LPG disappear. There are many other countries that use LPG extensively in cooking, in domestic use, in transport. When we look at Europe, we have a somewhat better profile because most of our gas is delivered via pipelines from Norway, from Russia, and from Morocco for the Iberian Peninsula. So that isn't as likely to be as restrictive as the gas from Qatar. However, there is this massive price shock where liquid natural gas is going through the roof in terms of price. When we look at the UK, we get our gas from Norway, a little bit from the North Sea, and the rest from the USA. In theory, we shouldn't be restricted on our natural gas, but we will have a massive impact on the cost of natural gas. So what I'll do now is look at the possible future scenarios. The best scenario is the hostilities stop, that everything starts getting put back together. A lot of the damage done will take months, if not years, to repair. This is key infrastructure. Disregarding the damage, it'll take months to get all of the logistics going back to the just-in-time way of things happening in the past. Because governments will have typically prioritised domestic use over industrial use. A whole sector of industries, again, used to just in time, will find supply chains compromised. And of course, with a supply chain, you just need one link to be down, and the whole chain is non-functioning. Today, the world's economies are massively interlinked. A shortage in India can reflect immediately with production shutdowns across the world, and the same in China, and indeed the same for Europe. All these problems typically get amplified by political considerations. What government will not prioritise its own population over the welfare of the global economic system? So the 30% chance, if things get really tough, is that every country shuts down their international trade in a world that is only functions because of international trade. Things get really dangerous if the Strait of Hormuz and the logistics of LNG and indeed oil are compromised for a longer period, for months rather than weeks. It's really quite difficult to understand the size of the consequences of this. If just the liquid natural gas system breaks down and things go to the highest bidder, basically China will be the highest bidder. They're the one with the surplus, they're the one with the goods to trade. The other winner, least loser in this is the United States. It is now completely self-sufficient in oil and gas. Indeed, it's a major gas exporter. And with the price of gas doubling or possibly trebling, this will be good news for the USA, especially as the logistics of all the other countries in the world are going to be compromised, whereas they notionally can sail through. How this pans out from here is unknown. What's for certain is the impact is major, it's bigger than COVID and the early stages of the Ukraine war combined. And the impact is vast. It's measured in days, not months. Over the last 20 years, I have progressively sought to make my farm self-sufficient such that if there is a breakdown in society, we can maintain some level of civilization.